Okay, AP Gov, I'm about to hit y'all with a quick review of the 7 articles, 27 amendments. Guarantee on the quiz, so pay attention. Let's go. Okay, so our Constitution, all right, there's really 3 parts of the Constitution. So you think of the Constitution, all right, when after the American Revolution, we're going to win the war. We got to start from scratch. So we're going to pretty much think of the Constitution as a book of rules and guidelines, okay? So we got our Constitution. There is going to be 3 parts to the Constitution, okay? The first part is the preamble. You see it here, okay? The preamble pretty much states the goals, the purposes of what is actually in the rest of this book. Pretty much it's like an introduction to the Constitution, to the book. Then there are 7 articles. That's like the second chapter. So you got your first chapter is the preamble. Second chapter will be these 7 articles that pretty much describe the structure of how everything's going to go. And then you have these 27 amendments. Okay? So let's go to, we got the preamble. In your mind, you got the preamble. It tells the goals, tells the purposes. It's in all kinds of different crazy words. All right. It always starts. Know how it starts. We the people. It's letting the people know, hey, this is for us. We the people of the United States. Okay. You might see that as a test or quiz question. We the people starts off the preamble. All right. Tells that the power of the government comes from the people. Okay. There's going to be 7 articles. You're going to need to memorize them. Make sure you have your flashcards. Boom, boom, in your mind. Let's go. 1, 2, and 3 are easy. They're all the same, but different branches. Number 1, outlines the lawmaking powers of the legislative branch. That's number 1. Number 2, outlines the powers pretty much of the executive branch. Talks about the president and the vice president. When you hear executive, think of the president and the vice. Okay? Article 3 talks about the Supreme Court, the judicial branch. Okay, calls for 1 Supreme Court. We got lower courts, list the powers of the federal courts. Okay, so 1 talks about legislative, 2 executive, 3 judicial. In your mind, know that. Okay, Article 4, here we go. Explains the relationship between state and national government. All right, we have state laws and then we have federal laws. So it tells the difference between state and federal. Know that. Article 4, just got to pound it in your head, state and federal. Okay, Article 5, if you don't know Roman numerals, that's what a V stands for, specifies under what conditions the Constitution can be changed. So just remember 5, how can we change the Constitution? 6, okay, 6 pretty much says the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. In the United States today, don't matter what judge, okay, no matter what senator, they can't pass a law that goes against the Constitution, no matter what. Okay? It says the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. It's pretty much like our Holy Bible of the United States, the Constitution. Okay? And number 7 says the Constitution would take effect when 9 states ratified it. Back then, there weren't 50 states. Okay? 9 out of 13. Remember, we got 13 colonies, if you remember. Okay? When 9 out of 13 ratified it. All right, it becomes the supreme law of the land. So we got the preamble, we got the 7 articles. Now let's hit the 27 amendments quick. Okay. So 1 through 10 are fairly easy. Okay, you should have your foldable based on 1 through 10. Where we go? I got it here in a second. Well, I'm looking at my foldable, so we'll go off of this. Okay? We know number 1, there's 5 parts. Okay? Freedom of religion, assembly, press, petition, and speech. I'm looking off the foldable. You should know it off of yours. Okay? Number 1 through 10, I think 11 are pretty easy. Okay? Number 1, there's 5 parts. Religion, assembly, press, petition, speech. Number 2 is easy. Everybody knows it. Right on guns. Easy. Bear arms on guns. Number 3, okay? Prevents military from forcing you to house soldiers. It's also known as the Quartering Act. Okay, back in military time during the American Revolution, the British made the colonies house their soldiers. That's why it was banned right off the bat. Okay. Number 4, protects people from unreasonable searches or seizures. Okay. 5, there's a couple different parts. Number 5, think about I plead the fifth. Okay. In court, you hear people say I plead the fifth. That means you don't have to testify against yourself. Okay. Another part to number 5 is you get a right to a grand jury. Pretty much you get the right to people that don't know you to have a fair trial. Okay. No double jeopardy, which means you can't be tried for the same crime twice. All right. But know those. There's really 3 parts. Grand jury, plead the fifth, self-incrimination. Okay. Number 6 and 7 are similar. 6 is right to a speedy public trial. Number 7, right to a speedy civil trial. Okay. Civil deals with money. Okay. 6 is more criminal. 7 is more civil. 8 protects against cruel and unusual punishment. Okay. That's like saying if you got in trouble for stealing something, they're not going to cut your hand off. The crime must fit the punishment. Okay. Number 9 and 10 are kind of similar. Number 9, people have all the rights, even though they're not in the Constitution. Even though the Constitution doesn't specifically say it, you still have certain rights. Okay. And number 10, if the Constitution doesn't say it, the states get it. Just think about, I'll give you an example. In North Carolina, in the Constitution, it says nothing about whether or not you have to have a helmet to ride a motorcycle. So North Carolina comes up with the law, since it ain't in the Constitution, the states get to decide it. Well, North Carolina, you have to have a helmet to ride a motorcycle. Well, you go down to South Carolina, you don't. So different states have different laws. That's pretty much, this is what's saying it. Number 10, if the Constitution doesn't say it, the states get to decide it. Okay? Number 11, it's easy. Okay? Number 11, states cannot sue one another. Okay? There we go. There we go. It's on the screen. Number 12, okay, revises procedures for electing presidents and VP. Pretty much tells you how you can elect a president and how you can't. 13, 14, 15, they're all similar. They all have to do with African Americans. Okay, it talks about, this is during Reconstruction. Okay, abolishes slavery. Number 13. 14, guarantees equal citizenship. Okay, 15, all men can vote. 13, 14, 15 were all during after the Civil War, which we call the Reconstruction. Okay, these 3 all go together. 13, 14, 15, easy. Okay, 16 gives Congress the power to levy an income tax. You just got to memorize that. All right. 17. Here we go. 17 enables voters to elect senators. Talks about the senators directly. 18 and 21 go together. Easy to remember. Okay. Prohibition is 18. Takes out alcohol. Number 21 is going to bring it back. Okay. Prohibits making, drinking, and selling alcoholic beverages. 18 knocks it out. 15 and 19 go together. You got to, however you like to remember them. 15 and 19 to go together. 19, women get to vote. 15, all men can vote. All right. 20, changes the dates of congressional and presidential terms. All right. 21, we said it repeals it, which repeal means bring it back, bring it back. 22, how I remembered it. 22, 2 ends with a 2, 2 terms. Presidents can only serve 2 terms. President can serve 4 years, that's 1 term. They can serve another 4 years, that's 2 terms. After you get your 8, you're done, son. Okay? 23. I've always remembered this because I always thought Washington, D.C. it's not a state, but it's weird. 23's, to me, it was always a weird number. Gives D.C. the right to vote. Okay? 24, abolishes poll tax. Okay? A poll tax during the 1960s, 50s, 70s. People had to pay to vote. Okay? Talks about the poll tax. Okay? 25, 26, 27, 25 establishes procedure for succession. Secession, pretty much when the president succeeds. Okay, 26 sets the voting age at 18, and 27 delays congressional pay raises until the term following their passage. Okay, how I'd remember this if I was you: 1 through 10 should be easy, not hard. 11 goes with number 10, easy. 12 you got to memorize. 13, 14, 15 they go together, easy. 16 you got to memorize, that's 2. 17. I ain't figured a way to memorize it yet. Got to remember it. 18 and 21 go together. 15 and 19 go together. Okay? 20, got to memorize. That's really 4 hard ones. Okay? We know 21 brings back alcohol. 22, easy, ends with a 2. 2 terms. 23, it's weird. DC, you get to vote. 24, 25, 26, 27. So you really got 8 in my mind that are hard to remember. I ain't figured out a way. If you figure out a way, let me know. We can help each other out. Okay? But you need to know the 7 articles. We know that outlines the government. The 27 amendments. These are our 27 rights. All right? And then you have the preambles. Preamble, 7 articles, 27 amendments. There you go. Later.